Welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. I am going to take this one slow today, you guys. So come on in, come on in. I'm going to give everybody a little while to come in. So if you are replaying this, you can watch me sit here and wait, or you can fast forward this. Or I said fast forward. You can scroll it until it gets to the part where you see me interacting. But this live is going to be, hey, Bub Files, how are you doing today? Yeah, Bub Files, let me tell you. Today is Monday. Let's start there. Oh, I didn't even introduce myself. I forgot. I'm sorry, Bub Files. You hold on tight. So, welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. My name is Andrea. For anybody that is new here, if this is your first time discovering this channel, I'm Andrea, and this is Geeky Girls Journal. Welcome in. Come on in, make yourself comfortable, and let's have a conversation. So, if you are already a part of this family, you already know what to do. Just come in, interact, engage, and let's talk about this. Like this live for me, if you will. Subscribe if you have not, and share it out. I know that's a whole lot of directions, but you all, I am on a mission to get to this 4K. And some of you already know what I'm talking about with this 4K. So I have got to be honest. That is what kind of prompted me to make this video today. I was visiting another creator's live today, and they were like, "Are you going live, Geeky Girls Journal?" And I was just like, I was already a little warm. Like I didn't know if I wanted to or not. But the simple, the reasoning for me getting on was because she was motivation for me. Hey, Frugal, how you doing? Hey, hey, hey! I see you got those water, all those seeds coming in. So good luck with all that gardening that you're about to do. Listen, I will not be a part of you all's garden wars. Oh, I know you said you're not. I wouldn't be a part of that. But I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch it. I'm like you. I like to hear the talk, and I want to see what everybody's doing. I'm not gonna participate. I'm just gonna be on the sideline in the bushes, whatever. Hey, Lisa, at work, so I can't chat much. But here, okay, that's fine with me. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. You are welcome. Yeah, I listen. I'm not trying to grow anybody's anything. Not as of now. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? So, yeah, let's go. Let me just be real transparent with you all because I did try to think of some topics, but I had to be honest. Like this 4K thing, and I made that video, Crush 4K. That was me motivating myself, like trying to motivate myself to stick this thing out. But I'm telling you, this is gonna be a journey. This is already proven to be challenging. Just getting on this thing. Last week, I don't know how many lives I did. I did more than I usually do. And I'm going to try to come in this week. I don't know. I'm just going to try to come in when I can come in and try to do it. I know I have to do it a lot because I know that this requires a lot of time. But I'm telling you all, I'm exhausted. I do not. I, oh. And I know some of you content creators who are here can relate. Those of you who don't create content, let's just say you have a very busy week and you have lots of things, lots of lots of obligations rather throughout the week, and then you attempt to do this visiting of the YouTube thing, supporting others, and you just sometimes feel like, oh, I don't even feel like doing this. Hey, daughter, you're right in time. I just started. If you want to come in and say hi, no, just so yeah. I don't know. This is going. I'm just telling you all. This is going to be a challenge, and going live is scary. Yeah, Lisa, you want to come up with me? Because yeah, I'm watching yours currently. Not right now, not at this moment, but I am watching. So I'm going live. I'm not like, it doesn't scare me to go live. It just, I always want to make sure I'm giving appropriate information, but also it's my opinion. So I should probably have a disclaimer. What I say is my opinion, you all. And if I have guests, they're responsible for their own opinion. I'm not responsible for their own opinion, so I probably should do a disclaimer. How many of you have that create? If do you have a disclaimer? Thinking I probably need to get one, especially if I branch off and have other people coming in. Right now, it's pretty safe. I have only those that I know, and I know their character and what they're gonna pretty much say. So it's kind of safe for right now, but I know eventually I'll have to put a disclaimer. But yeah, so the going live part doesn't scare me. It's just trying to find the space to go live, the time to go live, because I feel like a lot of times when I am about to go live, I'm like, oh, this probably is a good time to go live. It's really not a good time to go live because I know I have other things to do. So that's what this title is about. What's my title, you all? What did I put up there? Oh, embrace change. Okay, so I'm on topic. So this is a part of me talking about embracing change. So what I realized is, and I'm just going to use this for example, you can fill in the blanks and, use it as appropriate. But what I realized is this: change is good, right? I've known that for a while. And change can be very uncomfortable. In fact, I would even venture out to say that if you are not changing, I would question some things. So if you're still the same person that you were 25 years ago, or some of you are pretty young, if you're still the same person you were 10 years ago, then you probably need to reevaluate some things. Hey, Buddha, how you doing? Thank you for coming in, Buddha Boo. Hey, Tim, how are you? Hey, Geeky Girl, and everyone in the chat. And Frugal Mamas, yep, I saw Frugal. I couldn't write anything on my other account. Oh, okay, you probably. Oh, Buddha, what happened with that? Are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else? Buddha. I know I like to say Buddha's name like that too. Hey, Frugal Mama. So yeah, I would say you want to change. You want to change. I mean, like, don't we do that in life? We consistently change, and they say on the other side of, I don't know the quote exactly, but it's like on the other side of you winning basically is being uncomfortable and you changing and you experiencing different things. And I think that's true. If you are the same person you were in high school, then you're pretty immature then and you're not growing. I'm not saying the same person, like your personality, and you still like to have fun, you still are lovable and kind and all those things, but I mean, like, if some of your thoughts haven't progressed, some of your thoughts haven't changed with your age and with maturity, then I say, that's something that could potentially be a problem. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So I know that when you're, hey, walking into her, thank you for coming in. You all are right on time. And I'm walking my way through this because I'm thinking, I'm just having these thoughts as I'm talking to you all. So, chime in when you feel like chiming in and we can work this out together. Geeky Girls Talking. You I've been here first. Oh, you were here first? I'm on my cell and driving back home from the doctor's. Oh, acupuncture. All right. I hope that went well. Buddha did it. And be careful. I want you to listen. You know I do. But be careful. And yes, I have changed 100%. Definitely. Like, I've seen so many changes in my temperament and just my personality just this year alone, where things that I would have just completely lit into somebody, and I mean, like, lit into somebody, like, you all know that experience I share. I just, now it's like, okay, you think what you want to think. All right, whatever, and that's, yes, I'm out of pain. Hello, walking into her. Oh, okay, yeah, she's speaking. So, yeah, I mean, I would have like lit into that person, and I know one thing, I'm glad that I've made that change because that is not safe. That's not always safe. I mean, you never know what kind of day somebody's having. You might be minding your business and they might have had a terrible day. And then they say something that sucks to you. Yeah, they said something because they were being a jerk, and you could be well within your rights to turn around and go off on them. You know what I mean? Like, you are just, you could feel like you're just defending yourself or just saying something because they had an attitude with you. Now that sparks something in you. Now you say something back, and now it's this whole thing. People are going back and forth, and you don't know where it can end. My point is, not everybody has the love of God in them, and sometimes, people's lick back or snap back or whatever you want to call it may not be safe. So with this maturity that I have, I call it's a piece. It's definitely a piece because I'm telling you all, sometimes where I would have just been like that, now I'm like, it's just a calming, and I'm so thankful for that. It's a calming that just comes over me, and it's like, don't even say anything. Keep your mouth closed, right? Just, it's not even that important because in the instances I shared with you all, with the guy, with the man who, I know he said that because he saw a female and he probably thought, if he would have caught me maybe even a year ago, It may have been a different story, maybe even 6 months ago. I don't know. But the point is, in that moment, I felt a calming. And that calming, I call it the peace that surpasses all understanding and the love of God. He better be glad that I know Jesus, because I'm telling you, I was just like, you know, I've heard that word before. That's not the first time I've been called that. Like I said before, is it inappropriate? Of course it's inappropriate. Nobody should be called that. And I can remember having several conversations with my children telling them the same thing. Don't allow people to call you out your name. Don't let them call you this. Don't let them call you that. But also I almost think about it like this now too. I still may on a one day, because I heard Frugal Mama talking about this when she went to the fast food, and the little girl was, out of line. Yeah, she was out of line. And, you took different actions as opposed to what you normally would have done. And I can completely attest to that, because I've been in situations where I remember what, like 8 years ago, when I called the N word, and I was coming out of my kids' school building because I had just met with my daughter's vice principal, and I was called the N word, hard R, right? This child, a middle schooler, saw my daughter and I walk into our vehicle and said, "What are you ends doing here?" What? Do you all know it took everything within me not to jump, not to, and I was like, okay, this is a child, get yourself together. I didn't lay any hands on that child, but I'm telling you, I was at my car door, my daughter was there with me, and I jumped, like, and she's like, "Mom," and she said, "Mom," and she called my name. That's what made me snap out of it. Like, she called my mom, but that word is a word that you do not call people in my community. I know that people say it's a term of endearment, and within our community, but when somebody else calls you that, that hits differently. And I'm still not even one to use that word. I don't care. I'm black. Both my parents are. So yeah, I've heard that word several times, but when that child said that to me, there were two of them, actually. There were two, and they said it and they ran. So this let me know that they knew they were out of pocket. They knew they were out of bounds, but they did it anyway. And I was just like, that time I jumped, and my daughter was like, "Mom, no, it's okay. It's all right." So she, when she called my name, there was something that just kind of brought me back, because I'm telling you all, I wouldn't have done anything to those kids, but what I was thinking is like, go get them and then take them to the principal's office, But they shot across the parking lot, and I saw red, and I'm just so glad that I didn't do anything else, because what if I would have been having a bad day and I snapped on those kids? What if? But now I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, I don't care. You don't know me. You don't know me personally. I could care less what you think about me. I really could. You can say almost anything, and I'm just gonna go on about my merry little business. It's not because I'm a perfect person. It's not because I have the right answers to everything. You all just see, I tried to do something different to my hair today, because what I need to do is take these twists out, because I was just supposed to do it when I washed my hair, but I don't feel like I don't feel like doing it. Oh, let me see what Boo said. Oh, I'm sorry, I done missed all this what y'all said. Yes, I'm out. Okay, good afternoon, Wellness of Frugal Mama. Hey, Buddha. Okay, Buddha of Destiny, namaste. Said, "GGJ, I love your lies and hearing you, because you make sense a lot." Oh, thank you, do I? Girl, because sometimes I'm like, did that make any sense what just came out of my mouth? But I'm speaking, I'm just telling you all how I feel in the moment. And this is really how I feel right now, just this live. And I'm like, you know what? I had no idea what my topic was going to be. Most of the time I don't. I get on here and I'm just sharing what my thoughts are. And this is something that I thought about right before I went live. And I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about it. So thank you, Buddha. That means a lot. Thank you for commenting that, because I never know what you are thinking unless you say something. Okay, let me read it, because I just completely cut your comment off, Buddha. So it says, "GGJ, I love your lives and hearing you, because you make sense a lot of times. Now I just disconnect the call and don't feed my energy into the beat." Absolutely right, because I feel I'm ready to snap, and I disconnect and go box or do. Oh, I like to. Now, look, I have no formal like training in boxing, but I have family members that used to box, and I love that sport, especially when Mike Tyson was boxing. That's when I really, really like boxing. So I'll do the same thing when I get upset, or do horse stance. I don't know what it is. Buddha, tell me what that is. Horse stance. Oh, a horse stance. Does that help? Maybe I need to see you do one so I can try. I'm gonna look that up. Maybe I need to start doing that as well. But I'm telling you, boxing does help because my husband bought me or bought us. It's the boxing bag, the small one that hangs, and then it's just a whole body bag. So when I get upset, I go right down there and I kick it, I punch it, whatever I want to do with it. So you're right. I have not tried the other method that you used, but I do box. I will do that. And like I said, I don't have the perfect form or anything. It's just a release. It's just a release. Just like if I go run on a treadmill or something like that. Most of the time, I like to hit something. Yeah, you know what it keeps me from hitting other people. So what's wrong with that? It is. I'm so sorry you had experienced that, Frugal Mama. Yeah, Frugal Mama sure did. And she shared that. Thank you for sharing that too, Frugal Mama. GGJ, you are amazing, and God is using you for His glory. Keep shining. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all don't make me cry on here. I'm not gonna cry today. I'm not gonna do it. So don't even try to make me cry. It's not gonna work. I just okay. Let me read and stop. I heard that constantly in high school, and I was like, "What? You call my friend?" I was ready to break their face, and I was probably the third Latin there, and six Americans, and the rest were Black American. Yeah, hey Butterroll, hey Doretha. I know, Buddha. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I listen. See, so I went to a predominantly Black school most of my life. Well, I would say, let me think about it. My elementary school years, except for sixth grade, my parents we moved to a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood. So I only had that experience for like a year when I was growing up. And then we moved back to our old community where it was predominantly Black. And when I say predominantly Black, it was probably 90% Black at that time or more. I'm just trying to give you all roughly. So I did not have the experience where people called me out of my name. And often when I was younger, we talked about it. Those were fighting words. Like I never had to fight because somebody called me that because everybody around me looked like me, right? Most people around me look like me. So Caucasian people were definitely the minority. So I don't know what they felt like on the other end of that. I had some Caucasian friends, and my Caucasian friends, they fit in well. In fact, I still communicate with some of them today, and they fit in well. And I often said, I think I did ask one of my friends from then, was she affected? And she was just like, no, I was fine. So I don't know if she had that issue, secretly, but I had never experienced that. So when my husband and I, we had to move to a certain district in order for our kids to have a good education. And when we did that, unfortunately, it was not a neighborhood where the majority of the people looked like us. And I'm just saying that because my kids have to bear the brunt of that. Like they've always been in a school district where very little of the kids in their classrooms or in the building look like them. So where I'm an adult and I could easily say, hey, you know what? Forget what they saying about you. I said it all the time. In fact, that's why my husband and I created those books. You all know this story, but if you don't, I'm telling you anyway. So that's why we ended up coming up with the concept of Geeky Girls Journal, because I was tired of seeing my girls treated unfairly because they look differently. And I mean, we had a mortgage to pay. We had a house. We couldn't just be, oh, we're going to up and move out of here. And plus, it was all in all a good area to live in. Still is where we live now. The only issue was that, they were the minority. And kids, some kids are just mean. That's it. They would remind them of who they were. So to contradict that, we would have to really kick it up. I feel like we had to kick it into 20 times gear to say, this is who you are. That's why when you all see passion behind what I'm talking about, that's why I have passion, because my kids went through it. So for me, like I said, if it were me as an adult, I could care less. I don't care what you think about me. I really don't. Like, to write it on the wall, tell your friends, tell your whoever, it doesn't bother me, but it kind of hits differently when your kids go through it and, they're being called out their name. So then that experience that I told you about when I went to pick my daughter up, and then those young men called both of us that word, but they were looking at me, and I was just thinking, you said that to an adult? You said it to an adult? Because back in my day, even if you wanted to say stuff like that, like you would not disrespect an adult in that manner. What's that on my? Well, I guess that's just my hair. I don't know why it looks like that. That looks weird. Let me just put that back. Yeah, so I thought, wow, you're bold. You're a bold child to say that word to an adult. and then you run. So when that happened to me, I could just only imagine the things that my daughters went through, and then it made me just want to fight for them harder and harder because I knew that they were experiencing that, and they still do to this day. The good thing about it is that they're very strong girls, and they have a firm foundation because they know who they are. And like I was saying, we created the books, and we were like, if nobody else reads these books, because we didn't initially do that, it was for our daughters, so that they could have a sense of self and be proud of who they were. Who else are they going to be? God created them to be who they were. So I used to tell them, no matter how much people talk about you, you're still going to be you. You're still going to be you. You're going to be beautiful. You're going to be brown, black, whatever people want to say. You're going to be beautiful. You're still smart, smart as a whip. Smart as a whip, smart. You're caring, you're kind. And I will always say these things to them because I'm like, there's no way that me as a parent that I would say negative things to my kids when they are definitely, and I knew they were getting it outside this household. So anyway, that I need to get off my soapbox, but that was just that's the reasoning behind GGJ. And I'll continue, even when all my girls in the house are older, I will still fight for the same cause. Like, my whole mission is just to make sure that little girls and boys everywhere, that are treated differently because they look differently, because of the color of their skin or what have you, they have nothing to do with that. I'm always going to be that person that speaks out against it because I've experienced it with my kids, and I know what difficulty they have when they have to attend school every day and what they go through and how they feel. They're just half of them. You all know I had a five, but three of them a little older now, so they've adjusted. They know how to deal with it. That still doesn't make some of their experiences right. One of my daughters, she was told, "Oh, you only received all these awards because." Of affirmative action. So they would get told all different types of things. And I would just be so disgusted. But like I said, if I can do something, anything to contribute to, making this world a better place, this is my little piece of my little action. This is me doing something, me making a change. Okay, let me see. Let me catch up. Hey, Doretha. If I ain't say hey, hey, Doretha. Doretha, if you still here. I don't know if you are not. Buddha said, and my friend said, chill. We call each other that plane. Oh, we call each other that plane, but I was brought up to never say that. Right. Yep. Yeah. And it's different. I mean, when you're amongst friends, like I said, some of us in the community, like we, I don't say it just because I don't, but I have relatives that use the word and all, whatever. But I know that, like I said, it's a term that's used because they're playing around or whatever. And I'm not gonna be like, hey, stop saying this. But yeah, I don't know. Those experiences, somebody says that, it can be devastating depending on how you look at it. But me, like I said, I'm glad I had a piece of God in my life because it's definitely helped me in lots of situations where normally the easy thing for me to do is to tell you off. That's easy for me to do. I can do that. The hard thing is to stop. The hard thing is to stop and to think about what just happened, gather my thoughts, and say, you know what? Is this worth your time? Is it worth your time? My husband had to tell me the other day because somebody made a comment and it upset me. And I felt like I had to be the person to represent for African American women. And the thing is, I didn't even know this person. I just almost felt the need to jump in because I felt like somebody was attacking Black women. And had I been in a different setting, it might have gone down differently. But my husband's like, you know what? You cannot fight every battle. And it's true. I couldn't fight anybody. Even if I would have said something, it would have been like online or something. So it may not have made a difference. I would have just been another comment, another person talking and adding fuel to a fire or adding to this conversation. Now, if you talk to me and we're in person, I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are. Here, I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are. But if it's just a whole lot of people spewing venomous hate online, I'm not going to contribute to that. I'm not jumping in it. I'm not going to do it because it's a waste of my time. I have other things that I need to be doing. Let's see. Speed bag. Yep. Yes, speed bag. That's what it is. Thank you, Buddha. Speed bag and the big bag you had. That's cool. Yeah, I don't even know what. I'm. That is exactly what it's called. I forgot. Speed bag. Thanks. So now when I say that,
Speed bag.
now when I say that little bag that hangs the next time, I'll know what it's called. Thank you. Speed bag. Okay.
Speed bag.
Miss ma'am, can I do this?
Yeah, I love fun.
Okay. Look at your braids. Here, let's move them back so you can see. Oh. So let's see. Buddha. That's why I crochet. All right, Butter Bro. I might need to take on. I would like to take on something calming like that, but I don't know. I love to see you all crochet. You keep that up because those the blankets, and I see you all getting real detailed with making little outfits and all type of stuff. That's cool. My daughter took on crochet, and she hasn't done it now because she's been really really busy with her senior year, but I like it for you. I like it for you. For now, I'm just gonna have to hit that bag because I don't know if I can. Is there a pattern or something, Doretha, that you follow when you crochet? I'm not even a newbie. I'm just somebody who's inquiring. Inquiring minds want to know. Like, how do you? Because sometimes I look at people when they crochet and I'm like, how did they get that out of what I saw them doing? Like, how did they get that design or that blanket or those footies out of this? So I don't know. I watch the videos and I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, Butter Bro. That's from Buddha. Hello, April Showers. How are you? Thank you for coming in if you're still here. Frugal Mama saying hello to everybody. My first school year of elementary was in a segregated setting in grade 1. The schools were integrated. Ah, so you might have experienced that too. Maybe. Well, it does hit differently as a child. It hits very differently, Doretha. Thank you for sharing me out, Buddha. Woo-hoo. Who wore? This is my first time seeing you. Thank you for coming in. Yes, you're the bomb. That's what Nightbot is saying to everybody. Yes, I'm behind. What up, though, fam? Hey, Mr. Act Now or Never. Mr. Anon, thank you for coming in. I called them crazy. This is Buddha. I called them crazy and they need tighten up and waking up. Read the books. Read the books and bro, it's in movies, but I just walked away, so I was mainly to myself because I don't like that for movies. My dad had me call my heavy duty bag. My brother came and took it away. Oh, my brother came and took it. Oh, she's adorable. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I might be almost caught up if you said that, Buddha. Hey, Mr. Act Now or Never. Hey, Mr. Act Now or Never if you're still in here. What up, though, Buddha? So that's somebody you know, Buddha. Hey, Mr. Act Now. Thank you. It must have been when Buddha shared you all out. So yeah, what do you all think about that? Do you think that change is good, or do you think that you should remain the same? Because I know I hear people talking about this a lot when they say, somebody said I changed, and oh no, I'm still the same person. Where it's almost like you have to defend yourself, like, oh no, I'm still the same person. Yeah, you might be at the core, but what about like you may have changed some beliefs. You may have changed some things that you learned when you were younger and realized that it was just lies, or realized that that's not the appropriate way to think about things. So if you change your thoughts, then aren't you changing? Right? And I think, if somebody says that to me, you've changed. Well, the last time you knew me, or the last time you've had any interaction with me was in high school. So I hope I've changed. Of course I've changed since then. Like if I haven't, I don't know, there's something wrong with me. That's my thought. You all think what you want. I'm not here to, you know, change anybody's mind about anything. But yeah, if I have not changed since high school, then that's a problem. Like I'm sure I've changed a lot since high school. My thought pattern has changed. Like I said, I won't snap as fast. I've learned how to control, my temper, or the thing that I thought was a temper, and I've learned how to temper my words. I've learned how to not fight every battle, right? Not every battle is mine to fight. And I've learned so many different things. What up, though, Buddha? Nothing much, just getting home down the block. Change is great. Change is good. Okay. All right. We all agree with that. You had nothing to prove to nothing. Nothing to prove. Like I had nothing to prove. You all don't have anything to prove either. And I think if you want to be great, I want to constantly change. I want to learn something different, and I want to keep being transformative. Is that an appropriate word? Yeah, I want to continue to transform and learn new things and become a better person, right? And I want to learn how to embrace, let me see, how to embrace not having to be a perfectionist. That's a good one because I used to always think everything to be so perfect. Now I'm more like, I try my best, I do the best job that I can do, and then I'm not going to beat myself up over the head if it's not quote unquote perfect. I'm going to just keep continue to try to do better and better. Let's see. Act now or never. Frugal Mama saying hello to Mr. Act now or never. Thank God I've changed. Yes, shucks, I've changed since yesterday. Me too, Frugal. Yes, absolutely. I changed since yesterday. Yeah, it's some different things. We are constantly evolving daily. Yes, yes, I agree. Constantly evolving daily, and I mean, if you're changing and you're around people who want to be stagnant and want to remain the same and they don't want to change, they just want to be the same person that they were 25 years ago. They don't want to become better. They don't see a future for themselves. You don't even need to be around that person. And I'm not trying to tell you how to choose your friends, but what I keep hearing from the experts is if you want to be successful, because a lot of people are looking for success, whether that's monetary, whether that's, you know, if you want to be successful in your family life. So you have to pick and choose those people that you're going to be around. That might be a little tough to digest. So I'm gonna give some people time. I don't think I'm talking to you all right now, but that may be a little tough to digest for some people because they've gotten comfortable with being around that group of friends or comfortable being around that one person. But if you're around that person and they make you feel like, I don't even want to say, but they just make you feel terrible. Or you can sometimes look or hear in somebody's conversation, like when you're talking to them, and you already know, you're like, oh, this relationship is not growing. This is not, and I'm not saying just be in a relationship for yourself. I'm just saying, when you know it's time to roll out, you know it's time to roll out. And I say, hit that door, exit. Go ahead and exit. Don't feel bad about listen. This is not working out. We're on two different planes, right? I'm going east, you're going west, or you can use that with any relationship. Friends, you can use that if you're dating still and you feel like you're not growing with this person, and especially if you're dating. Let's say if you're dating and you feel like you're not growing with this person, and you may feel like you're being held back, or you may feel like you're not moving forward, then you might not want to be with that person because you want to be with somebody who's going to help you to grow. And you want to be with somebody that you're comfortable with. And you want to be with somebody that you feel comfortable growing with, is what I should say. So, yeah, if I were single right now and I didn't feel like those things were happening, I would not be spending my time with that person. Not to say that that person is not a good person. I'm just saying that person would not be a good person for you if you feel a certain kind of way about it. Now, if you feel like everything's great and you're it's all good, then you continue. You keep on going. Success is subjective according to your potential outcome. Yep, I agree with that. It is subjective because it varies from person to person. What I'm looking for, what I think is success, may not be what Mr. Act Now or Never thinks is success. And what Frugal Mama thinks may vary from what Tim Windsor thinks, and what Tamika thinks. Hey, Tamika, because I didn't say, hey, Tamika, what's happening? Good afternoon. And Mr. Act Now said, what up, though? Fam. He's talking to Frugal Mama. What up, though? So, yeah, I know it's 34. Okay, I still have time before I pick up my daughter. So you all, let me ask you something. I was thinking about this too, and since we're having these conversations, I might as well ask you. So I, have my small business, Geeky Girls Journal, and I was looking to contract some workout, and this happened maybe a couple weeks ago. I was trying to contract the workout because I just had a lot to do. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to go ahead and try to see if I can get a freelancer to do this. It wasn't a huge project. It was them kind of looking at my video and editing because I did like the rough edits, but I just wanted to have some words and, just some simple changes. And the point of the story is so this person, you know, I vetted them. I looked them out. I looked at their work, looked at their reviews, and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick this particular person. So they agreed to the terms. And they said, okay, you know, they're going to do it. So they held on to this project for a few days, right? A couple days. And I was just like, wonder what's going on with this. So as I was about to send a message back, it was probably the second or third day. And I'm like, hey, you know, is everything going well? What's happening? So they sent me a message that said, I'm sorry, I don't want to, no, I'm sorry, I can no longer work on this project for you. Um, Trying to remember verbatim. I'll just have to paraphrase. I can no longer work on this project for you. And then they basically said, basically, this person did not want to work on a project for me because I'm a Christian. And they said that they respect all religions, basically. They respect all religions except for Christianity. And when I heard that, I was just kind of like, okay. So I'm behind 4 days now, and I have to find somebody else to do it and do it quickly because I was looking to try to have this project done in order to start the second part of it. And while I could have been like, you know, why didn't you tell me that at first? Because a lot of my content, most of my content, even if my title is not about God, I end up somewhere along the line, it's going to come up. And I feel like people who listen to me and who know that I'm a believer and know that I follow Christ. And again, if you don't, I do not have an issue with you. That's not my call to make. That's your decision. And so I thought when the person took the project, they were fine with it because it said, even in that video, that I was a Christian, right? So I'm like, okay, I I did not say this because it was kind of it was just not, what is it called, a moot point, where it was just pointless for me to point it out at this moment because the person basically, they was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then in the end of it, I thought this was kind of telling. It said, I don't want to do it, you know, because they had their issues or whatever. I guess they had their issues, but they at the bottom of it, it said, forgive as you have been forgiven. Like they quoted a scripture, a Bible scripture to me, and I guess they thought that would kind of ease it, you know, made me say, okay, you know, well, they said the scripture. And I did. I looked at it and I just kind of smiled, right? I said, well, they knew a Bible scripture. That's a scripture for me today. I'm going to read it. And then I replied, okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So my only issue was I wish I would have known 3 days earlier because I could have started looking for somebody else at that point. But when I sat down and really thought about it, I was thankful that the person told me and didn't continue with my project. The reason I say that is because in that project, I definitely said something about God. Definitely said something about God. And I can just respect the fact that they they expressed to me that they didn't want to do it because I guess they have issues with my beliefs. So the reason I say that, hey Tamika, listening in for a few minutes, can't type in chat. Oh, thank you. Hey RX Nails, thank you for coming in. Did you all see RX Nails, her last video? Though that fingernail polish is really pretty. All those gel colors that she has. It's called cat something gel, like a nail polish. She can probably tell you in the chat if she had time. I don't know, but it looked real good. Drive home safely, Tim. I'm just saying that. Hey, Gigi, getting ready to get off work and have an hour drive home. Have an incredible day. Much love. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. Did I miss something? I don't think so. So yeah, I was saying that. Oh, Mr. Anna, you have to vet a little deeper to make sure that they stand on business and not personal belief, or make sure that there are conditions, restrictions involved. Absolutely right. You're right about that. You are right about that. Where I thought I, I looked at the reviews and I did what I could on my end. And I knew that this person, well, I didn't know. I didn't know that this person didn't want to do work for somebody who believed in Jesus Christ. I didn't know that I guess I was just thinking work is work, but it makes sense. It makes sense because if he, whatever reasoning he had behind not wanting to do it because I was a Christian or I'm a believer, because a lot of, this can be a whole nother topic, but I was gonna say, I don't know if that person ran into had an issue with somebody else who said they were a Christian and then like it left a bad taste in their mouth, or if it's just something else more that I don't know because I didn't have that conversation. But my first thought was, okay, it's a job. Like that shouldn't have anything to do with your belief. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, they have a right to feel the way that they want to feel. And I cannot change that person's feelings or that person's beliefs. I was just glad, I was just grateful that he told me when I sat down and thought about it. I was like, well, you know what? I'm grateful that he, it was a he, I might as well, I said he already. I was like, I'm grateful that he told me, that he sent me the message, because what if he would have taken a different approach and said, okay, well, I'll do the work, but I'm going to sabotage it, or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that? Then I would have been upset. But he did let me know, I don't want to do it because of this reason. So my only question after that was, okay, I understand that. I just wish you would let me know a little bit earlier. But now after I saw that, I was like, now should I put that disclaimer out there? What do you all think? Like, should I tell people every time I work with them right up front, I am a Christian, I believe in God. So if you do not work with Christians, then let me know right now. Because I'm a person that I'm very upfront with things. And I usually ask questions. I just never thought to ask that question. I never thought to say, hey, do you believe, if I'm a Christian, does that prevent you from doing the work? But I guess that may be a question I have to ask some, or ask all. I don't know. What do you all think? Is that something that I should start asking everybody when I'm looking for these individual contractors? And then I did the next person that I vetted, and I asked them. I ended up asking that question because I was like, you know what? I need to ask, Mr. Eck now said, you have to vet and dig a little bit deeper. So with the next person that I pursued, that was the first question I asked. That was literally the first question I asked, because I was talking to my sister and I'm like, I appreciate the fact that he told me because now I know. But does that mean I need to ask everybody else before I work with them? Like, is that going to be the decision maker? And maybe it is. And I guess asking ahead of time would kind of prevent me from losing out on those days, because when I need something done, if I ask for help, that means I really need the help. Like, I really need it done. Because I'm normally one, I just do everything by myself. So when I ask, I'm like, come on, I need this done, and I'm very fair. I'm very fair. I'm very understanding because I have a family. So if somebody says, can you extend it a day, or I need more time, I'm very fair. Like, I look, hey, tell me how we can work together on this. What do you need? What can I do? Or, what do we need to make this project happen? So I don't know. The next person, I asked her, and I said, before we start this project or before you agree to my terms, do you work for people that are believers? I was like, let me explain. I'm a Christian. And in the video I sent, it definitely had Christian content in it. So she was just like, oh, yeah, no, I definitely do. She was like, first, this is a job. This is work. It wouldn't prevent me from doing that. And she was like, and second, I'm a believer. So I'm like, okay, so does that mean I'm restricted to working with just believers? What do you all think? I don't know. I'm asking you all. So let me see what you say. All right, Mr. Because I love getting this advice from you. That's on them, but they should put that disclaimer on their page. Yeah, I agree with that. Because then I would have read it and be like, oh, okay, nope, next. Okay, next. Because, see, I spend so much time looking for people. Just looking because I'm real particular about certain things. Okay, I'm real particular about a lot of things. That's another issue. You all pray for me, because I'm telling you, that control thing, God is working with me on that thing. I'm telling you, because if there were a lot of things I wanted just so, like I told you, I'm a perfectionist, I'm a recovering controlling perfectionist. But I still, every now and then it comes up, because there's still some things I want to have my hand on because I want it done this way. So I'm very expressive about how I want things done. I mean, I feel like I communicate it really well. Tell me what you need. This is what I need. And my husband says I'm very wordy, like too wordy. Drea, you need to be more concise. And while I try to be concise, that's not me. I have a very difficult time taking this much information and or saying this much and reducing it to that. So I work on that. So if you all see me, that's why I'm like that in these lives. You just really got to be a person who can keep up. Let's see what Buddha said. Buddha said, I got attacked by Christians when I first came on YouTube, but I just laughed and typed, first off, since I was 2, my father put this gold chain on me that has a cross, and my mom put Archangel Michael. But I do not worship the charms as they were saying. It's a sin to wear the cross. Okay, let me keep reading before I say. I think it's ridiculous, seriously, because you keep speaking of God and keep that faith strong. Don't let anyone change your mind. Thank you, Buddha. And now I can tell you what, that is one thing that will not change about me. We're talking about change today and how change is good, but that's one thing that's not going to change. I mean, my beliefs, they get stronger and stronger. They get stronger and stronger as I get older. That is something that's changing. So perhaps I am changing. And they get stronger and stronger. And then I'm just more and more, I'm more convinced now than I was even a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 15. So you're right. And I'm sorry that they attacked you, Buddha. That's a topic I want to have for another day. Christian, that church hurt, and I understand Christians hurt, Christians hurt people, but I'm like, other people hurt people in general. So whether they're a Christian or they're atheist or they're Buddhist or whatever, you fill in the blank. Like, people hurt people, hurt people, right? Broken people hurt people. And when I was growing up, I remember them saying, hurt people come to the church. So a lot of times, because I've experienced church hurt, I grew up in church my whole life, and I've experienced it. And if I did not know church culture, and if I did not know God, if I didn't have my own personal relationship, I probably would not even walk a foot into the doors of church. But I have a personal relationship. Well, I could have been one of those who said, "Oh, I'm not ever going back to church again because somebody said blah blah blah, somebody hurt me." But don't you have people on your job that said, they say things that are out of order that they shouldn't have said, but you still got to go back and work with that person? And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying, like, anybody, if you're a Christian, you should have the fruits of the Spirit. You should be talking people sideways. You shouldn't be mocking others. You're supposed to have those fruits, right? Patience, love, joy. Can we love people? Okay, that's my daughter texting me. You're supposed to have those things that tell people that you are a believer. Your attitude, your personality, your demeanor should come across as a loving individual. Are we perfect? No. No, we're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I know sometimes people look at Christians, and I'm not saying anybody here, but I feel, in my experience, this is what I've noticed, that a lot of times when people say, they hurt me in the church, or this Christian hurt me. Yeah, some people they have tongues on them that they need to do this. They need to just be quiet, right? But not everybody is on the same journey. Not everybody has the same walk. And those people who are in that fellowship, they come in, hurt people, hurt other people. Absolutely, Butter Roll. Hurt people, hurt other people. So I'm going to just use this example because, say you're in church and then you think everybody in the church is good. Everybody in church is doing good. Oh, they must love God. They must be transformed. They must have a renewed mind, because that's what it means when somebody says to repent, to renew your mind, to have different thoughts, right? We're talking about change. So we're here. We're right in the topic. And they look at people in the church. And I just want to make sure that everybody's clear. Not everybody in church is doing the right thing. Not everybody in church gave their life to Christ. Not everybody in church believes that Jesus is the Son of God, right? Not everybody, and I'm just throwing some things out. So just try to keep up with me for a second. Hopefully it comes out the way that it is in my mind. Hopefully I can express it to you all in this way. But not everybody that's sitting in church on a pew, listen to a sermon, believes all those things that God told them to believe. Not everybody sitting in there has been renewed. Not everybody sitting in there has a true relationship with Christ. You know how you know? Because you don't see the love of God in them. They're not acting in a loving way. You have some of the meanest people in church. Some of them, and I'm not just saying church right now because that's what we're talking about. I'm not just saying that you have mean people only in church. Yeah. So if anybody is replaying this, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can have mean people anywhere, including church. You can have hateful people anywhere, including the church. Some people are in their camouflage. Some people are in their trying to fake it until they make it. Other people are in there because they're broken. They said sick people come to the church, right? Sick people, people who need to be healed, people who need to have restoration, people who have trauma. And they're coming because they're looking for something. They're looking for something, right? Drugs didn't do it. Alcohol didn't do it. Sexual I feel like I'm about to start preaching, but I'm not going to do that. You know, having relationships didn't do it for them. You know why? Because there's always going to be a hole there. There's always going to be a gap until they find that thing. And what is that thing? That thing is Jesus, right? So until they have their relationship, they're going to be mean and nasty. They are. And they don't even see it. So say somebody comes into church and they're like, hey, you know, I'm new, they're fresh and they're excited. They're like, I'm going to church today. I want to come experience what Geeky Girl talks about. I want to come experience the love and joy. You go to some of these churches, you might want to run back out the front door. You want to run back out the way you came in because you go in there and people are looking at you side-eyed. Or people, you know, are looking at you and you feel like, you know, you're this small now all of a sudden because you didn't fit in their box or you didn't fit their expectations. And so now somebody says something to you and your feelings are hurt. And then you say, I'm never going back there again, right? I'm never going back because that person hurt me. Or say you came back the next Sunday or the next Wednesday for Bible study or for choir practice or whatever, a woman's meeting, a man's meeting. So you come in there and then somebody else says something to you. Now you're in tears. Now you're in tears because not only one person hurt you that you thought was walking with Jesus, the second person hurt you. Now you're turned off and you say, you know what? I'm never going back. They don't have to worry about ever seeing my face. Now, because those other people were broken, they experienced trauma. They were mean and hateful. They were just nasty. They didn't know what to say. They didn't have a filter. They didn't know how to speak to you. They didn't even know how to. Some people can come up to you and give you a warm hug, but that person came up to you and was just like, ugh. You know, I've seen it. I've had on attire before and they were just like, ugh. And I grew up in church, so I knew what to wear. It did. I came as I was, and people gave me just, right? You know the looks. Anybody who's ever been to a church like that. And then that's disgusting because what people need to tell people that are coming to experience that feeling and to develop their relationship with God, allow them to come. There was something that brought them in their front door. There was something that spoke to their heart that said, you know what, you need to go to church today. Or you know what, you need to change your life. Or you know what, try Jesus one day. And something, I'm telling you, it was something that made them come in because it's not easy a lot of times. If you didn't grow up in church, it's not easy to walk into the doors of some churches. Like I said, some people look at you weird as soon as you walk in that door. Other churches, I've been to a lot of them, they welcome you with open arms. Hey, come on in, baby. Come on, have a seat. What do you need? Let me give you something. You know, if you have on a mini skirt, I've been in the presence of people who like older people and they had these like cloths, modesty cloths, that's what they called them. You come in with a mini skirt because you didn't know any better. So they would just cover you up. Try Jesus, don't try me. Right? Try Jesus, don't try me. Mr. Agnar, that is hilarious, but it's true. Like, try Jesus, don't try me, right? So that's what some of the people come. Try Jesus, don't try me, and they are nasty, and then they make you not want to ever try Jesus. But what you got to remember, and I know I got to go soon. It's 2:22. I have to get off here by 2:40 because I can pick up my daughter. But and this has been wonderful talking to you all. By the way, I feel so much better. So yeah, try Jesus, don't try me. So you go in there and if you are somebody who is looking to fill that gap, to fill that space, because realize, and I know again, a lot of people don't believe what I believe, but you were created to, this is my thought, if, and just hear me out, you all, if we were created in the image of God, if, which we were, that's what I believe. I'm just saying if for the people that don't believe, because I want you to think about it. If you were created in the image of God, and if he created you, wouldn't you think that he wants the best for you, number one, and has only the best intentions for you? But also, he created, I believe, a space in your heart that can only be filled by him. That can only be filled by him. And some people say, God is a jealous God. Yeah. So if God is a jealous God, he wants you to have a relationship with him. And sometimes it may be hard because you might say, hey, I'm not ready. I'm not perfect enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. I went through the same thing. I'm not perfect enough. I make mistakes. God, you don't know. I'm not ready. I'm going to hell. And now that I think about this, this is crazy. I was willing to go to hell in a handbasket at one point. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the holy. No, I didn't even say I want to be a holy roller. People used to call people that from my church. I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I can live up to these expectations. Why? Because they were expectations that I felt were placed on me by other people. Like they want me to serve in this way, or they want me to act this way, or this is how God wants me to act, because I didn't discipline myself enough to read the Bible and to find out what God truly wanted from me. Does that make any sense to anybody? I had to figure that out for myself. I had to get away from a lot of the people that I was around. I had to change my thoughts, right? I had to meditate on the word. I had to repeat things to myself. I am the head, not the tail. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, right? I had to say those things to myself because I knew it wasn't going to end well if I kept it up. Amen. Oh, thank you, Buddha. Me too. Yeah, I knew. I knew it. I was like, I can't keep going like this. And it's not going to be anybody's fault but mine if I didn't make those corrections. It's nobody's fault. Hey, Ten. I don't know if I said hey or not to you, but hey, Ten, how you doing? Oh, I missed Buddha. Let me see what. Oh, I missed a lot. I'm sorry, Buddha. Okay, Butter Rose said, hurt people hurt other people. Buddha said, yeah, and they were calling me Buddhist. And I said, Buddha is my dog. I first started this channel with the Destiny is my pup. And Namaste is a spiritual saying. And I read in the Bible in Kabbalah. Kabbalah? Did I say that right? In all religions. Wow, Buddha. I'm so sorry to hear that. You are, I don't know, I think you're amazing. Like, from what I know about you here, I've never met you in person, but from what I know about you here, like you are a sweetheart. You are very supportive, and I never have any issues with you. I don't know. That's just, see, it may be another one of those examples I was talking about, when people just look at you, look at your name at face value, and then just decide to judge you based on what your channel name is. So that's not fair. That's not fair. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. And that's what I mean. That's just a whole point of this conversation, that people will judge you, and you have to speak things into your life. You have to say those things to yourself, because some, not all, some other people will drag you. They will say things to make you feel less than. They'll be dismissive, right? And they demean you, and you just have to find those things that will uplift you every day. Buddha, she said things to herself. You got to say things to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're outside, let people think you, if they think you're crazy because you're talking to yourself, let them think that. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Whenever you feel like you're going through something, I am a child of God, right? Um, I will fear no evil, right? The Lord will get me through these things. Talk to yourself. I do, please. I don't care. I'll talk to myself. They all sound the same, just worded differently. So I stay home and meditate and pray and believe in God energies. Good job. There you go. There you go. Look at Dorothy, hands up. Yes. Hey, Geeky Girl and all. That's 10. Hey, the Educated Natural. Buddha. Try Jesus. Oh, I read that part. I must have skipped. Wow, I went through the same exact thing. And yep, I went to the adult service and junior service, and wow, all the girls were giving me this look. And I said, you best look for it. And remember why you're here for God. Exactly. I'm telling you, Buddha, yep, I did. I had people saying, you think you better than everybody else? I'm like, no, I don't think that. You think that. Don't project. Like, I didn't use that word back then, but we know that, you say projecting, right? Now the word is projecting. So they were projecting their thoughts onto me. I don't think that. You think that, right? And then when you get to a point in your journey in your spiritual walk with God, you stop looking and caring what everybody else thinks about you. You say, okay, you think that, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue on, right? Because I have official business, right? I have big business to deal with. I'm not worried about this little petty stuff. I'm not worried about these little issues that if you want to do that, you can do it over there. What I'm going to do is keep on meditating. What I'm going to do is keep on praying. What I'm going to do is keep on reading the Bible. So good job, Buddha, and anybody else that's here. They not like us. Mr. Acknow, I got to go visit you because I remember seeing your name a long time ago, but I need to go see what you're about so I can see what type of personality you have. Thank you, Geeky Girls. You're welcome. Oh my God. They judged me about my thumbnail, and I said, okay, that's what you think. But if you read the Bible, the chakras are in there, just worded differently. Buddha, listen, you sound like a pretty strong individual. So I'm glad that you're able to defend yourself and you just keep on going. You keep on going, girl. Do what you do, because what I know is this, that everybody is going to realize who God is and nobody will have an excuse. Now, the way that you get to that destination is how you get to that destination. I think that's what makes all of us unique. That's what makes all of us a different individual. The road that I had to take is not going to be the same that many others take. Well, Buddha and I have some similarities with some of our experiences. Some of you may have said, oh, I've never experienced that in my life. Okay. Well, you didn't experience it. That wasn't for you to experience, right? I probably didn't experience some of the things that you all experienced, but I've experienced somebody with you know, um, a piece in my face, right? I've experienced that and not knowing if they were going to actually do something with it. I've experienced that. I've experienced being in church with shorts on and somebody who is seasoned in the church looking at me and making a comment and saying, now, you're not supposed to have that on in this building. And I was just like, and I was a teenager. I was probably about 15, 16 when this happened. And I they said the chakras were the man downstairs. Oh, I don't know much about the chakras, but I yeah, I can't even say anything about it. I don't know anything about that, Buddha. But I'm not here to judge though. That's that's something that's between you and God, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not, even if I knew, I still would be like, Buddha, you ain't supposed to be doing. I I'm not God. I'm not your God. I cannot be anybody's Holy Ghost. So I don't try to be. I don't, because I didn't want people, regulating and trying to control me. Then I still don't. Like, you don't control me. God tells me what to do. God controls me. Buddha, you're dope. And these trolls don't deserve your time or energy, fam. She is dope. I'm telling you, Buddha, girl. I shifted to a new group on YT 3 times. And everyone I meet on here is awesome. But the first 2 groups were like, wow. And I met some from day one that never judged me. Good. And you want to keep yourself around positive people like that. Yeah. And even if they say, if you know what people are saying about you is not true, then it does not matter. Now, if what somebody, and this part would sting, like if what somebody says about you, and even if they say it in a way that you wouldn't particularly choose the words, you might have phrased it differently. But if they say something and you know in your heart, like, man, that is me, but that's me. So it can go one or two ways. That's me, and I'm going to stay that way. Or you can be like, that's me, and yeah, I do need to change that. So you change the behavior, right? Change it. Change it. And nobody can say, oh, whatever, because you are making improvement, right? So, I don't really I don't get caught up in what people say. Because there's always somebody. You can be the most perfect person, the most perfect person in the world that you think, or as close to perfection as you think. And somebody's still going to have an issue with you. Somebody's still going to have something to say. You best believe it. So what I say is I'm going to do me, and I will change it if I think I need to change my behavior, or if I get that quiet little voice, which is a voice of God telling me, you need to get it together. Then, but if somebody telling me something I know is contradictory to what I think, I'm not, please, you go mind your business. go mind your business and worry about you and what you're supposed to be doing. Don't worry about me. Because, like I said, I've had enough people um, say things in my life, and I can kind of differentiate and see which one is applicable and which one is not. And those things that are not, I'm telling you, I'm throwing right on out with that trash. Goodbye. So let's see what Buddha said. They said by me meditating is evil, and I laughed. Oh, they were content creators. I supported Mr. Act. Okay, she's talking to you, Mr. Act Now. Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Act Now or Never. You are dope indeed. 100%. You too, Geeky Girls. Thank you, Buddha. Amen. Take care, everyone. See you, Frugal Mama. Have a good day. Just remember, we are dealing with flawed perfectionist humans. Yep, that's a good way to say it. Take care, Frugal Mama. Frugal has to go to work. Thank you for chiming in there, Frugal Mama, and hanging out with us. I know you're done right now, but yeah, absolutely. So look, let me tell you all, so I can let you all go, because it's an hour in. So, just change is good. Remember that. Okay, change is good. We talked about that. If you have something in your life that you want to change, do it. If it feels like it's a lot to do at one time, just take a little piece at a time. Take a little bit at a time. Start with one thing and try to change that. And just say, hey, I'm going to do this. Then move on to the next thing. And then you'll see that you'll be becoming a better person in the meantime. And it won't be in vain, like those things that you've done. And also, if you want to have help, make sure you vet people out. Make sure you vet people out. And with me, like I said, I think if I decide to look for help again, I'm going to definitely ask that person, what their beliefs are, because that can kind of keep me from wasting days, basically, and moving forward. So, like I said, I had no issue with them. Believe what you want to believe. If you don't want to work with me because I believe in God, that's fine. But just voice it. Like I told people, just let me know. I don't care. I'll find somebody else, because there are other people that are willing to do the job, like the second person. So, but also, like I said, I'm glad they told me. Drive safe and have a great day, Frugal Mama. Yes, have a great day, Frugal Mama. Mr. N on 100%. Geeky Girls, you said, and here comes the old Brand coming on in here. What you doing, Brand? So, Brand, I don't know, did anybody have anything else to say before I close? Does anybody have any lives today? Anything today going on that you want to share? I'll just say while I'm waiting, thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out with me for this hour and 7 minutes. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like I got some things off my chest. I did. And you guys helped me to see things, like to look at different perspectives. That's what I really enjoy, talking to other people and seeing what different perspectives are. So hopefully you got something else out of this conversation. I did. Oh, let's see. Mr. Act Now or Never says, this was a dope conversation, fam. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for engaging. Geeky Girls, I'm just passing through to pay my respects, Auntie. Okay, thank you for passing through to pay your respects, Brand. Now I guess you got to go catch Barney and Tom and Jerry. So, all right. So, have a good rest of your day, everybody. Again, thank you so much for coming in. I'm still trying to hit that 4,000 to 4K. So, I don't know. Pray for me, you all. It's tough trying to do this thing. But because you all who have reached that goal know how difficult it is. So I'm going to continue to try to show up when I can and have these awesome conversations with you all. And I don't know. I don't know. That's it, I guess. I have to go. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. And I'll read these last couple comments. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the company driving home. And thanks for sharing this awesome conversation. Thank you, Buddha. What a road, the educated. Hey, you. So I'll let you all go. Buddha, continue to drive safely. And the rest of you that are driving, be safe. Stop trying and lean into the manifesting. Who, me? Okay, because that's probably what I need to do. Stop trying. You said stop trying and lean. My husband told me the same thing yesterday. Like, just let it happen. Just let it happen. And I'm there. I'm just gonna have to let it happen because I'm telling you, I'm tired. I'm tired, John. I'm tired, and I can't be tired right now because I only got 500 some watch hours. So I'm too far away to be tired. And I think sometimes when I look, it's the numbers. I look okay, and then I'm gonna really let y'all go. I look at the numbers and I'm like, I might as well not even be doing this because it's so far away. It's so far away. And it just looks like I lose them. I just keep losing them. Then I get like two, then lose them. Then it's a whole lot of loss in there. But also, I always say this to myself too. It's in God's timing. I say that in the lives. It's in God's timing. I don't even want it until I'm supposed to have it. But also, I keep looking at those numbers. Maybe I need to stop looking at the numbers. It's going to happen. Thank you. Exactly, said Buddha. Hello, everyone. Hey, Shantirement. So yeah, I'll stop. Okay. I'm gonna try to stop looking you all. I'm gonna try to just put my blinders on. But you know how you. Okay, and then I'm gonna stop. I just got to say this. You know how it is when you want to progress. Like I always want to become a better individual. Always. That's my main thing. I always want to be a better individual. Um, but in this with YouTube, just sometimes it can be discouraging. And then I try not to look at it that way, like, okay, Andrea, at least you're getting on there and you're engaging, you're having real conversations. That's what you wanted. So that is your success. But also, I'm like, I need I need to get those hours knocked out. So you all are right. I'm going to just let it happen. I'm gonna let it flow how it needs to. I'm not gonna look at the analytics because I'm telling you, I'm looking at those numbers all the time. I'm like, okay, nope, not giving me what I wanted. Okay, not giving me what I wanted. I need to do more, but I probably just need to rest in it. You're right. I need to just rest in it and stop being hard on myself because I told you I'm not perfect yet because I still like to have a little bit of control. I still have a little bit of perfectionist ways. So I got to just, you know, take a step back and rest. So thank you for that, Mr. Act Now or Never. Shantarman, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Mr. Act, amen, Mr. Act said it will happen when it happens. I know, I know. Watch what you say. Your words are powerful. Yes. You're correct. I'm going to have it. It's going to happen. I feel the same way in God's timing. In God's timing. See, that's why I needed to come on here just because of this. Because you all start pouring into me. It's going to happen. It's in God's timing. That's what I got to start saying to myself every day. It's going to happen. It's in God's timing. Andrea, stop rushing the process. It's going to happen. And I got to tell you all, at a lot of points, I'm just like, I go through these phases. I'm like, okay, I got to get it, got to get it. Then I'm like, ugh. I pull back. I'm like, it's going to happen when it happens. I'm over it. I am done. Then that'll be like a span of however much time. Then I'm like, okay, I got to jump back into gear. I need to get this. I got to move it. I need to hurry up and make this happen. That's how it was for this week or last week and this week. But next week, I'll probably be like, you know what? In God's timing again. So right now, in this moment, I'm like, okay, in God's timing. That's the best time, right? Isn't that the best time? You all stand in your faith in your work. Okay, see? I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel the same way. See, Shan, you came in at the right time. And Mr. Agnar or never keep on speaking it. And Buddha, keep on helping me out. Maybe sometimes y'all just drop that when y'all see me. Geeky girls in God's time and just tell me that. Then I'll be like, okay, I got it. I got it. Thoughts and your words are powerful. So think positive. Absolutely. And I believe all this stuff. You all, I believe it. I know it is. But I'm telling you, sometimes I'll be like, Lord, when is this going to happen? Then I'm like, okay. As soon as that thought comes, I'm like, all right, Andrea, it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Because it has happened before. It's happened before with so many other different things. Amen, Mr. Ecknow. Focus on your purpose, not the numbers. Man, is that my husband on the other side of the screen, Mr. Ecknow? I'm telling you, you are saying the same exact thing he said. He's like, Drea, what was your purpose when you got on here? Okay, that's your purpose. Think about that. Don't think about the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the endless. Don't worry about that. You get it on and you do what you're supposed to do. And I know that. I tell myself that all the time. I'm all right. I'm doing what I need to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then that analytics thing will pop up and I'll be like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? But it is. Okay. So I'm just end on that. Thank you all for coming in. And thanks for that encouragement. I needed it. So focus on the purpose, not on the numbers. Focus on the purpose, not on the numbers. Fearfully and wonderfully made, right? I can do all things I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I'll leave you all with that. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming in, and thank you so much for engaging. I will see you all in the next video. Maybe tomorrow, we don't know. Only God knows. Just keep your notification bell on. That's all I can say. All right. See you all later. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing? Buddha? Mr. Eknal? Shan? Okay. All right. I'll see you all later. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming in.